What is the defer statement in Go? The defer statement in Go is a mechanism to schedule a function or code block to be executed just before the enclosing function exits. Regardless of how the function ends, whether it returns successfully, encounters a panic, or fails early, the deferred code will always run. It's a safety net to ensure critical cleanup operations, like closing a file, releasing a lock, or flushing a buffer, are completed even if the function encounters an unexpected error. Key behavior of defer. 1. Deferred execution. Code marked with defer runs last within its enclosing function, just before the function exits. 2. Last in, first out, LIFO order. Multiple defer statements execute in reverse order of their declaration. 3. Arguments are evaluated immediately. The arguments of a deferred function are evaluated at the point of the defer statement, not when the deferred function runs. How does defer work? Example 1. Resource cleanup. Imagine opening a file and ensuring it's closed after processing, regardless of whether an error occurs. Pseudocode. Plain text. Open a file, defer. Close the file. Read file content. Return or exit. Explanation. The defer ensures that the file is closed after the function completes, whether the function finishes successfully or exits due to an error. Without defer, you'd have to remember to explicitly close the file, which increases the chance of leaving resources open. Example 2. Multiple defer statements. Suppose you have to clean up a room. 1. Close the windows. 2. Turn off the lights. 3. Lock the door. Using multiple defer statements, plain text defer, lock the door, defer, turn off the lights, defer, close the windows. Behavior. These deferred tasks will execute in reverse order. 1. Close the windows, last deferred, runs first. 2. Turn off the lights. 3. Lock the door, first deferred, runs last. This last in, first out LIFO execution ensures that tasks are completed in the correct sequence. Example 3. Arguments are evaluated immediately. Imagine logging the state of a variable before and after modifying it. Plain text, set x equals 10, defer. Log the value of x. Current value is recorded here, 10. Modify x equals 20. Behavior. The deferred log function captures the value of x at the moment of the defer statement, 10. Even though x changes to 20 later, the log will show 10 when executed because the value is hashed evaluated at the point of declaration, not when the deferred function runs. Example 4. Error handling. Let's say you're processing a database transaction and need to roll back changes if something goes wrong. Plain text, start transaction, defer, roll back the transaction. Perform operations. If successful, commit transaction, skip the rollback. Behavior. If the function encounters an error, the deferred rollback function will execute, ensuring the database remains consistent. If the transaction is successful, the function commits the changes, and the rollback is effectively ignored. Example 5. Recovering from panic. If a function panics, an unhandled error occurs, defer can help you recover gracefully. Plain text defer, handle the panic, trigger panic. Behavior. When the function panics, the deferred handle the panic code runs before the function exits. This can be used to log the error or restore the program's state. Common use cases. 1. File handling. Open a file and defer its closure to avoid leaving file handles open. 2. Lock management. Acquire a lock and defer its release to prevent deadlocks. 3. Database transactions. Start a transaction and defer a rollback to maintain consistency. 4. Error logging. Defer logging to ensure errors are captured, even if the function crashes. 5. Debugging. Print debug information at the end of a function using defer. Key takeaways. Defer provides a clean and reliable way to handle cleanup tasks. It ensures your code is concise, avoiding repetitive cleanup code. It's especially useful in functions with multiple return paths or potential errors. Let me know if you'd like further examples or a detailed breakdown of any specific behavior.